Hi friends, hope you are fine. Welcome to Opinion Land with another movie review. Yes, I have a passion with watching beautiful cinema out of the whole world. It's not just about Hollywood. I can watch the beautiful cinema, the drama movies, the real crux of life from anywhere, the psychological, the human relationships, the dialogue based movies which carry with its package the whole meaning and give you a new insight. Here I am going to discuss a movie which had won the Oscar award, means the Academy Award, BAFTA Awards, European Film Awards, Goya Awards, and lots of awards as in the categories of best acting, direction, music, original soundtrack, script, story writing, cinematography, and a lot more. The most important thing out here is that Spanish cinema is definitely an outclass way to search for greater meaning of life. Yes, Spain has its own culture, and the Spanish people have life which is they present their own life. The most important thing when you watch any foreign language movie, then you don't need to judge it with your own parameters. You just have to see, and the very important point is that which thing is important for you. Actually, as an observer, as a viewer, I have reached up to the conclusion, if you read the ancient or the new literature, or if you watch movies from across the globe, you see the pain, misery, the joys, sorrows, happiness, the love, hatred, the abandonment, the discrimination, the issues, the problems, this financial, political, social dilemmas are almost the same. Yeah, the consequences, the environment is different, the cultures, the presentation is different, and for that matter, European cinema, and in if you categorize in European cinema, then Spanish movies, Spanish cinema stands out and above from the rest of the cloud. Yes, here I am talking about a movie which has won so many awards and recognition, and it's called All About My Mother. It was released in 1999, means the last year of the previous century, but it is still ruling the hearts and minds of the viewers all across the world. It's not normally available in on different movie platforms like Netflix, YouTube, or any other place, because there is still so much viewership of this movie. People recommend it to other people. If you talk about the movie and the pace of the movie, yes, it's about a mother, Manuela, whose son was just turned out to be 17-year-old, and on his birthday, he wanted a gift to watch his favorite star Huma Rojo's play in an opera house. They went there, and on the way back, he wanted to have her autograph and ran up in chasing her car, and of course, he was crashed. He ran into another car and was dead at the spot. Yeah, you can think of a mother who is seeing her young son being dead in blood, in every kind of the loneliness that she was getting, that she lost the gem of her life and the meaning of her life. And Esteban was taken to hospital, but the doctors declared it's a medical death. And she was a professional nurse, and her colleagues, her professionals, her seniors convinced her that the boy's heart can be used for some other person who has a failing heart, so just donate it. And she said yes, in her numbness, in her dullness of mind, and her son's heart was transplanted to a person. She was living in Argentina, and the patient who was recovered with the heart of a stabin was taken to Spain, Barcelona. Yes, that's where the story is all started. She ran away, she walks, she moves, she flies with that heart. She wanted to be with her son, her heart. She wanted to, her heart could not stop being in connection with the dead son, and his heart could have been a lifeline for her. Barcelona was the place where she had and she has had a passionate love and marriage, and that it was a place where she belonged to. And she met her old friends, a transgender Margot, who is a great ambitious person, funny person, and the person who could make anyone feel better. Then she got a chance to meet another young girl who was supposed to be a nun, but some old jerk raped her in the monastery, and he was pregnant and got HIV positive. Yeah, she was. So she had, and she got a chance to. Manila got a chance to work as an assistant with Humar Rojo. She didn't disclose it to her that how, why, and how she was there, and there was a kind of rage, the urge to tell that grand lady, that leading actress, the person who was in limelight, that for you getting your autograph, I lost my son. And being a mom is the thing which make a woman all strong and in fact complete. So this is how the story started. And in fact, there it was her. There was an idea which floated in her mind that Stabin's father must know that their son is dead, though he abandoned him. He left them when he was a small kid, and he turned out to be a transvestite. And of course, it was a chance meeting, and then it came out to be that he had a name of Manila, and he was full on different life. But Manila had the one important thing Manila which he could do was she took that little girl, the small girl Rosa, who was pregnant with a kid, to be her like a daughter, like, and she took so much care of her, and she asked her to be calm, and he's there to take care of her newborn baby. And when there was a connection, the connection which built on strongly, Huma Rojo, the actress, the great lady, came to know that Manila's son was killed just for the sake of getting an autograph by her, and her grief was there, and she apologized, and she was so much guilty. She said that she knew nothing about it, otherwise he could never have done anything. Of course, it was not her fault. Her Manila's friend Margot made her feel like the old days, and they had a life. And the Rosa was the person who gave her a new hope, and who could make her feel like that she is taking care of someone, and there is a new life which is coming in this world, and she has to take care of her and the kid and everything. Though it was a very complex and complicated kind of story, the direction, the acting, the movements, the dialogues, everything is so perfect, so great. Pedro Almodovar is one of the leading directors of all times of, or if you can say, for last 3 decades, he's ruling the Spanish cinema, and for sure he deserves it. Here we get a chance to see a very young, fragile Penelope Cruz. Yeah, she's a darling of Pedro. In most of his Spanish movies, she is the leading lady, and she always be there. And it was the start of her career in late 90s. And she was as beautiful, as elegant, as charming and innocent, and very purified in this movie. and Pedro has a kind of cinematic crush for her because with Volver, Penelope won this Oscar award for Best Actress in a foreign language, and that was also Pedro Almodovar's movie. And there are so many other movies where she has performed. She is not just all about beauty. She has a class. She has such acting skills which very few female artists of these days have. And of course, the movie, the plot, the storyline, the dialogues, the direction, the presentation, and the how it ends up, it leads you to think of where we stand, what is the meaning of our lives, this mortal life. At last, we all have to die. We all have to finish our jobs before we have to sleep. But what is the purpose and meaning of life? How we can help each other? How can we compassionate with each other? How we can keep ourselves motivated and optimistic besides having so much hurdles. And even this is too devastating to see Manuela facing her young son's death, and she was fighting with the battle, and then she met her husband in a very strange state, and still she wanted to fight, she wanted to live, she wanted to move on. And her friends, the circle of little young a small group that grew up to be the best buddies, made her feel that she will win the battle. Rosa died while giving birth to the kid, and she took care of Manuela took that kid, and she went far away from her that same group, which was always very supportive, and it actually very much intact. She wanted to see if the newborn boy, was HIV affected, or was he not. She wanted to take her away from everyone else, and it turned out to be after 2 years she came back to Barcelona, and she was in a great joy that the boy had no traces of HIV or AIDS, and he was HIV free, unlike her mother, unlike his mother. So that's the thing. And she started living with her friends and had a life, a plan. Now the newborn baby, who's also named as Esteban, is the purpose and the meaning of our life. And we can find our own purposes, our own life, our own motivation, not just by adopting kids or fighting the hard battles of pain and misery. May God forbid, it may never happen to anyone, but life asks us to move on, and we have to move on. And this movie has a very far high meaning, and it's such a fantabulous watch, and you must watch it from any platform where you find it. It's a must recommendation, and it's an all-time movie. It's not about a period, it's about a time. It's about a classic and a movie which is for all times. Thank you, dear friends. We'll meet again with some other review or some other discussion. See you. Take care. Bye.